Hey, good evening, guys. It's Chris with BilletBox.info, and what's up? I have just got home from work, and I have a package. This is a long-awaited package. I ordered this from Hussar back in mid to late February, so it's been a minute. They had a little issue, or not an issue. They made a change, which caused them to redo some things and blah blah blah. Doesn't really matter as long as it's good. Apparently, in the past, this is going to be the first time I'll ever touch a Hussar BXR, which is what's in this package, or should be. Be funny if it wasn't, but yeah. They've had, this is like, I guess you would say, the third rendition of it. The original one was Delrin and stainless steel. Had a Delrin body, and the top and the bottom were made of stainless steel. Then they had a more expensive model that came out that used titanium, and they were, anodized with all sorts of wild colors, some of them rainbow, really pretty, but way above my, what's the word I'm looking for, impulse buy amount. They were upwards of 600 or more. The original one, I think they just came in black and white Delrin. They were around 400, 450 to 500 roughly, and this version was 385. They changed it to Delrin and aluminum to lower the price. So anyway, let's just jump right into it and take a look. But the original versions, from what I understand, had a few issues with a door wobble, some minor putting together things, and so hopefully this one, being kind of the third rendition, will rectify all that. There's nothing else in there. I ordered some drip tips, so I hope they showed them in the box. Oh, I forgot to get something out here. Let me get this. Let me get this box here, because I have some show and tell also. If the tips are in there, I want to show an RTA that I cannot find. Never mind, not gonna happen. So anyway, let's get right to it. All right, let's put this aside. Got a little magnet there, it just opens up like that. And we've got a device in bubble wrap, and they are my tips. It's like an integrated tiered or tip set where you can change the different tips out. And I've got a white, a gold, a black, and it's like that could be peak. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah. So that's really cool. And the reason I was going to show you the RTA is this pattern, this dimple pattern, is similar to a pattern that they used on the, well, they've had two different RTAs that had the end designation. They had the RTA 1.0, and they had one that had like a kind of a hammered dimple pattern, and it was called the End Edition. And it was very sought after. And then when the Project X came out, they had a Project X the end, and they did a collaboration with Oriental Vape, which is Darren Lowe. And I got myself one of those, and I still have it, and I used to love it. But anyway, it has that same dimple pattern. If I hadn't mentioned this, I've been a big fan of Hussar before I got into the billet box world. Hussar was pretty much all the RTAs and RDAs that I used. So anyway, this is the Hussar BXR. This is the red and white Delrin body in white, and aluminum anodized red with the, I assume that's the geographical representation of Poland. This is the Poland edition. They came out with one that was yellow and blue for the Ukraine edition, and some other things as well. So get this box out of the way before I knock it over. So all right, so one of the problems that they had was with this panel here having a little bit of a wobble. I thought they added an extra magnet, but they didn't. Oops, that's got to go in kind of at an angle. There's like there's some lips right here, if you can see, and this kind of just sits down in those lips. I guess when there's a boro in there, it'll be a lot easier to line up. Yeah, I can't get it to go in there. A boro would keep it from falling down in there. There we go. There is no wobble that others had complained about. Let's just do this. Let's put a boro in there. I have no script, I never do, so we just go with what I got. They got their own little 510 adapter flush nut in here, which we're not going to use. That threading is really nice, except for I can't get a grip on it, so we're going to put that aside, throw that in there, and for now I'm just going to put this drip tip on here just to hold it in place. So let's see if my theory is correct about this being a lot easier to put back on with the boro in place. Come on. I guess those notches keep it from wobbling. I don't know. Okay, I can't operate a simple door. So you can't put it in this way first, and then because it's catching those little 3 dimples there, so there we go. Maybe if I took it, okay, so that felt like I just put it in there and slide it in. There, that worked a lot easier. Learn how to use it, Chris. So anyway, there is no wobble on that door now. So buttons up here, this is one of the things I'm worried about. This button placement does not seem, it's not bad. I just kind of wish it was down lower. I'm not sure I'm going to enjoy that, but we'll see. But yeah, that's it. So on the top, you got your battery door, and I'm not really a fan of this style of battery door, but this feels like it's coming off really easy. Oop, I do not want to lose that. There's no gunk in there. All right. That came off pretty good. The threads felt nice. Let's grab a battery and pop it in there while I'm here. Let's just put one of these in here. It doesn't really matter. Positive down. Put this on here. I always hate starting these kind. Wow, that went right on. I'm impressed. Okay, there we go. We're good. So up here we got your opening where you're going to put your integrated tip or your flush nut 510 adapter. These 2 screws here, if I'm not mistaken, are new. The reason why is it dirt? Oh, there's a little gunk on here. The reason why, let's see if I can get something to clean that up. It's kind of a gluey feeling. And we'll come back to that. One of the reasons why it took so long is they revamped it to where apparently you could not change this top and bottom portion out in the past, and it looks like that's what you're going to have to do to take this top part of. Let's say you could buy like a blue, have blue, mix match red, white, and blue even, but you got some new TI or blue ones. It's aluminum only, and you should be able to take these out and change those out. So all right, let's not go out of order. Well, we'll go to the bottom now, which we have some scratches, or I don't know what that is. I'll have to clean this up. I literally just took it out of the box. So that screw that looks like a hex, and I don't know, maybe I'll mess with that later and see if that comes off. But your up and down buttons, and then on this side you've got your DNA screen, which is really deep in there, so we're not going to have a problem with accidentally scratching the screen or hitting it on something. There's one airflow. this side is completely covered, so you're going to get a little airflow from the front and from this side. So that ought to be good. Even if, you know, I cover up, you know, cover up the side or whatever when you're, yeah, see, I could actually cover that up by mistake with the way I vape, and you still got this here. So anyway, moving around to this side, you got your button. That is it. So let's turn this thing on. Uh-oh. Oh. Are we going to have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this? Alright, what is going on? Make sure that I've got my battery in correct. Just put a different battery in there just to make sure. I'm pretty darn sure that it's supposed to be positive down. Let's just grab this one here. And back up and punt. Alright, let's cross our fingers. There we go. Alright, there we are. DNA 60. Check atomizer. Which means that this atomizer, oh, I gotta screw it down a little bit. There we go. Need to pull that down a little bit. Let's go down to about 33 watts. That's about perfect for me. So there we are. Alright, let's bring it up for just a second. And actually, before I do that, I need to throw a little juice in there. What did I have in there? This thing's got dirt in places. There we go, that came right off. Huh. Interesting. Alright, what am I going to put in here? I don't know what I'm going to use. Let's just go with lemon. Nah. Let's go with this. Yeah, I just realized that I have my small screen that I usually have in the bottom left is not there right now. That's what I was hunting about. So, alright, let's see. Will this go on there easier now that I know how to do it? I mean, it's not hard, but you do have to line those 3 notches up. And it's easier said than done. But we don't have any wobble. There we go. I'll get used to it, I'm sure. So we got this at 0.48, 33 watts. Can't see that, but... Alright, let's go back down there again. Let's take a look at these drip tips. Or this drip tip with multiple tips. I should have bought 2 bases. So this came as a kit, I assume. I can't remember, it's been a little bit. So it came with this black and stainless steel. Here, let's put it in there. Maybe it'll be easier to maneuver, take off or whatever. Alright. New coil. No, it's reading a different resistance because of the... There we go. I didn't have it in good enough. So how are these going to come out? I don't know. Do they screw out? Okay, here we go. This top part screws out. Threaded. And this is just going to come off. Well, actually, the whole thing came off. I don't know if that should be the case. How are we going to put these pieces on? I want to put this white one on here. There's an O-ring on these, so I'm assuming it just snaps down onto it. But how do we get this out? Let's put this back on. That screw on. Okay, there we go. Nope. There's a little key looking system in there. Okay, that takes it out. Huh. Not sure how this comes out. I mean, it doesn't just sit like that. It's got to go into it, and then that goes down onto that. So, let's see. I don't want to break it, but it doesn't feel like it threads. It's got the O-ring on the bottom, so it's got to push down in there. This one just might just be in there super tight. I don't know how to keep it from moving around while I pull on it, though. There we go. Okay, it just snapped out. Didn't break it. It's got that same O-ring on there. So we can just slide this one on here, I assume. Okay, huh. You can go all the way through it if you need, or if you don't watch it. Alright, so... and this pushes it down to where it doesn't come up. That's pretty neat. Kind of wish this stainless steel or whatever material that is was red. That would look really cool with this. Alright. That looks pretty good. But I will be honest with you, I actually think I'm going to use this instead. It's a bigger drip tip. That's really low profile. So let's pull that one back out. Got some juice on there already. And throw this one on here. Alright, let's get some better threading on it. Alright, come on. Alright, it's reading fine now. There we are. Yeah, I like it. I like it. That's a good looking device. Let's take a look at it in comparison size-wise with the Billet box. Shorter. Feels like about the same thickness. Little thicker. And width-wise, it's about the same size width-wise. No, it's a little wider. A little wider. So that's a Billet box. Delro, also made of Delrin. About the same height. About the same width. And it's about the same all around. Huh. Okay. Cthulhu. A little tad bit taller. A little bit wider. And I think the Cthulhu is going to be definitely, yeah, a little bit. Width is a little bit less. So, anyway, that is it. It's a nice looking mod. Hopefully all these marks clean up, because that's not going to be good if it doesn't. So, I mean, I haven't used it yet, obviously. I've taken a couple hits, but there's nothing wrong with that door, which was one of the complaints people had. The battery, that's really smooth, and it went on with no bowing. I think Mark Todd had an issue where there was something stuck in the bottom or cocked up in the bottom. It does need to be cleaned up. Hopefully that'll all come off. Don't know about the button placement yet. I'll see if I can get used to that. Not really a fan. I mean, put it right here, right here. I don't like buttons way up at the top, so we'll see. I may be able to get used to that. Airflow, plenty of airflow. I like that. And it looks really nice. I mean, especially the red and white, because, well, you know, thanks Poland, but Roll Tide Alabama, so that is it. Anyway, my name is Chris, and I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you next time.